Keanu. So Keanu is the first feature-length film, or the first debut film featuring Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele as the lead characters, or as they're known as Key and Peele. The story basically involves Jordan Peele living by himself who has nothing but this very, very adorable kitten. Oh, look at him. And that's all he has, and everyone can't help but go gaga over the kitten. And at one point in the story, the cat gets kidnapped or catnapped, and now both Keegan-Michael Key and Peele, or Key and Peele, both have to go and try to be thugs and try to get their cat back. Okay, first of all, right off the bat, Key and Peele, their chemistry is awesome. It's like every time they're on screen, they just click together. For those of you who know, they had a series on Comedy Central called Key and Peele, which was just a skit show, and over the course of that series, they had some very, very funny skits, and it's fucking hilarious. This actually isn't the first time the two of them have worked together. For those of you older folks, you remember on Mad TV when it was first airing, the two of them were on the show. They were doing their own skits too, and they were pretty hilarious, and they just clicked. They just matched perfectly. They meshed so well together, and that's part of what makes this movie pretty funny to me. Oddly enough, going into this movie, or when I read about it or heard about it in the trailers, I was sitting there wondering, that's a really weird concept for a movie. But it's got Key and Peele in it, so it might be funny. And as it turns out, it wasn't just funny, it was hilarious. Now granted, there are a couple scenes in the movie that have some really awkward humor, and some jokes that really just, for the most part, don't fly. They just kind of fall on their face, and you're like, eh. But then they're completely balanced out by the very funny, hilarious jokes that are absolutely balls to the wall hilarious. I kid you not, at one point in the theater, I was laughing so hard I was afraid I'd get put out because I was probably being a distraction. It was just that funny, and the audience was going right along with it, and they couldn't stop laughing either. It was fantastic. Made more fantastic is the fact that Key and Peele in this movie, they're not thugs. Not the least bit. They're trying to be hard, they're trying to be hardcore and scary and gangster, and nothing could be further from the truth. Method Man is in this movie, and his name is Cheddar, which is a pretty interesting name, all things considered. And the way everything just plays out is actually pretty solid, and yet at the same time funny and humorous. Not to mention the very, very cute kitten that they have playing Keanu in this movie. Guys, by the end of the film, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I was mildly surprised. Actually, I was very surprised. This was a solid hit. This is a very solid first feature-length film featuring Key and Peele, and it worked for me. It's not perfect, but it was just funny. It was just good humor, and they should do more of these movies. So that's why I'm going to say this movie gets a gold ribbon rating. Okay, so Keanu, what did you think? Have you seen it yet? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Whatever your feelings are, leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, if you get a chance, please look up Key and Peele skits on Mad TV, particularly in their later seasons. And you have a bunch of skits featuring the two of them, or at least one of them. And they're pretty hilarious. That's where they got their big start, at least from what I remember. And Mad TV in general was just funny. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at AsteroidMike. Don't forget to check out my blog. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link below or on the next slide. And as always, I will see you around.